Hi, today we are going to look at the last set of reports that are available in Starfront in our reports menu. So if we look at our screen, we'll see these last four icons here are now the general reports that are available in the Starfront program. The first one is our store requisition. Then I have a design report. Then I have a window schedule. And finally, I can print labels to stick on my windows during the manufacture process. So let's have a look at each of these reports independently. Starting off with the store requisition report. Once again, it will select the current contract. And generally, you would do the store requisition report for all designs. So you would leave your type reference blank as it is here. If you want to do just one design, you can click on that button with three dots and you can call up a specific design. But I'm going to look at the store requisition report across this entire project. So I can click on the OK button. Once again, the program needs to process through and scan through each of those designs. And then it will come up with the following report. So once again, company name, contract sample 1, sample contract for training video. This is our store requisition report on this date and this time. This report looks very similar to your component order report, but there are two important differences. The first is that we will get the actual quantity of those items. Remember, on our store requisition report, it would just tell us we need to order one box of rivets. Okay? And it does not include any financial information. So this is the type of report that you're going to print on this project. You're going to give it to your workshop manager and you're going to say, go and draw the following materials from stores for this particular job. And the important thing here is if you're controlling your stores accurately, first of all, the person should not be able to draw any material that's not on this report. Because even if I've added additional hardware to a design, which is an option available to you and will be covered in the advanced design sections, it would appear on this report. You will see this report, for example, if we go down to the bottom here, contains exactly the correct friction stays according to what we had on our design screen. And it'll tell us exactly how many pairs of them. Let's go and have a look, scroll back up at some of the other items. Here are these countersunk rivets. On our component order, it stated that we needed one box. But here, we need a total of 72 of those countersunk rivets, and they come in packs of 100. So one pack or one box would be 100 pop rivets. So I know if I'm the storeman, I can give the guy one box, and he should easily be able to manufacture this out of that one box. Similarly, for my 4.8 by 10 countersunk rivets, I need 94 of those, okay, and they're in packs of 100. My posi screws, I only need 11 of those screws. Those are the small screws used for the handles on the casement windows, but they come in boxes of 100. So instead of the storeman now giving the guy a whole box and then half of that box disappears, what he can do is he can say, sorry, you only need 11 screws. He can count out 11 or 12 or 15, whatever the case is, pop them into a little packet and say, there you are. Those are the screws that you need. It just helps with stock shrinkage and things that are disappearing. And so we go on to our glass setting blocks, our galvanized nuts, our threaded rod. Every item that is required to manufacture that entire job will be summarized on this report. The other thing that is very important is you may remember that in our design process we changed our standard shop front handle to this slimline handle. Now again, it is going to say that that design must be done with that particular slimline handle. When I print the cutting list on that door, it will show that slimline handle. So to avoid the problem of someone just manufacturing that shop front door with the standard universal handle that they always use, if you have now drawn this material from stores accurately, the person should say, oh, there aren't any universal handles, look at the cutting list, this uses the slimline handle, and then he will fit the correct handle on. So it eliminates mistakes in the process. So that is our first report. which is our store requisition report. The next report is the design report. All this report does is it gives you additional information on your designs that can't be seen on the screen. Okay, I'm not going to go through that report in detail because it is a report which is going to be phased out in the next release of the software. Then we can print a window schedule. What a window schedule does, I choose the contract that I want to print my window schedule. I can choose, do I want to see glass codes on my window schedule or not? Let's say I do want to see glass codes. So it'll prepare all of the drawings for us. And then what it does is it gives me a summary of that job. Again, it shows the glass in the different colors. But what it shows us is Stargate Aluminium, contract sample 01, sample contract for training video, window schedule, date and time. Reference door 3, the quantity we need one of them, designed at 1000 pascals, using the VistaFold system. I did not put a comment. Alright, if you do put a comment, I'll just scroll down a little bit to the one window that we did put a comment. It'll put that comment in. And then it will show you that design. So what it does is it actually does 6 different designs on a single page. So there's my first 6 designs, my door, my shop front, window 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's my last window, window 5. So basically this is now a complete summary of that job, which is just showing you graphically all of the different designs that are necessary. It's quite a nice report once you have done your initial contract to put in your comment of where this particular window belongs. And then you take this back to your client and you go through and you can check each design and make sure that they're happy with the designs that you have produced. Once you've done that, you can finalize your costing and then you can produce your quotation for the customer. So just a nice compact way graphically of showing that entire contract. Okay, so that was our window schedule. And then our final report is to print labels. So we can choose labels and we can view the labels. Now it looks a little bit higgledy-piggledy because you can't see the borders of the label. But what this is based on, it's based on standard label paper, which is A4. It's got 2 labels across and it's got 8 labels down. And then what it does is, so you can imagine now that there would be a border around this item. And then it'll say contract sample 1, door number 3, VistaFold. Again, your comments can appear on here. Design wind load 1000 pascals. So what you can do as you produce those doors, you can take these labels and you can stick them on your products. And when it goes out, you've got a reference of where that door belongs. So the person who's doing the installation can look at the plans and says, oh, that's window number 3. Go through the stickers, there's window number 3, and he could install that window in the correct place. So just a little convenience report. It also shows you the design wind load, which is important from the building inspector side. They need to see what wind load each of these particular windows was designed at. Just quickly, I want to go through, if we take any one of these options, I'm going to just take our contract report. I just want to go through the different options that are available to you. Generally, that covers all the reports. If we look at these first 4 icons at the top, these are just different views. So I can click on the first one, it will show me the whole page as a view. I can click on the next icon, which is zoom to the full width. So my width will fit in on the screen and I can scroll vertically. My next one is to zoom to a scale of 100%. So it works out very close to the same as the full page. And then the final one is you can set your zoom. So I want to set a 70% zoom or I want to set 150% zoom. So that's just to control your view. This panel on the left hand side is your thumbnails. So if I've got a report with multiple pages, I could click on that thumbnail and I could pick up those different reports. These blue arrows are to navigate through the different pages. So that would be go to the first page, go to the previous page, go to the next page, go to the last page. This icon here, if I've got a report which is 50 pages long and I want to go to a specific page, I can click on that, I can say enter page number, and I can go to that page. Alright, then I've got a button which is copy page to clipboard. I can just push copy and it'll copy that information to the clipboard. I can now go and paste it into any software that I'm currently working with. The next button is my printer setup. So here I can choose which printer I want to print to. It will only physically print when you push that next button along, which is the print icon. Once you click that, it will send it to your printer. One of the things I do suggest you do is that you install yourself a PDF print driver, a high resolution PDF print driver. I use a program called Easy PDF Printer 6. It's just the name of the program. And what that will allow you to do is it will allow you to, now when I click on print, it will ask me what is the file name where I want to save this printout to. Okay, so that was the save to PDF by installing a PDF driver. Then I've got a load report, so it allows you to save a report in its own format and then load it. First, let's have a look at the save report icon. This save report will allow you to save your report to any of a whole range of standard formats. PDF documents, a proprietary quick reports format, that's its own format, a text document, a CSV file, a PDF, an Excel file, a real text format, and a Windows Meta file. So those are a whole lot of standard formats that you can export on. The one which is going to be very convenient for you is to choose a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, that will allow you to take any report that you can access in Starfront and take it into Excel. So if I choose a CSV, again, it's going to put it onto my desktop, and I'm going to choose, let's just call this again test 1. Now, if I go to my desktop, I will have a file called test1.csv, and just open that in Excel. And there you'll see, there's that whole report saved in an Excel document. You will need to clean this report up a little bit. You'll need to go in and get rid of some unnecessary columns. Unfortunately, the Excel doesn't import that cleanly, but it is relatively simple to go in, clean up the unnecessary columns and access that information. One of the reports that people use quite a bit is they utilize the itemized rates report, and they save that as Excel. So let me just show you that. If I go and print the itemized rates report, and I choose sample 1, that is a report which now gives me the breakdown of the individual items on this quote. I choose save, I say save it as an Excel file, and I'm going to call this item 1. Now, if I go to my desktop, I'll have an Excel file called item 1, and open that, and there's my itemized rates. So I can use that for quoting, I can use that for importing those prices into Pastel, whatever I want to do with that item. So those are just the general options that are available to you when you've got a report open in the Starfront program. Let's go back to that sample 1. So if I had, under the save option, if I save it as this quick reports file format, so this, let's call this cost 1, then I could use that open button to open cost 1 report. So you can save an electronic version of all your reports if you want as well. And then your final icon is just to close that screen. Alright, so that covers all of the reports that are available to Starfront. It is on a superficial level. There will be a future video where we look in a bit more detail at the fine adjustments that can be made to the various reports. But that's enough to get you up and running and understand what are the standard reports available in the Starfront program. Once again, thank you for taking time to watch this video. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. We'll see each other again soon for another video. Bye-bye.